McLaren Senna First Drive Review. What's in a name? McLaren Senna doesn't simply have the moves, it has the swagger. Lisbon, Portugal. Ferrari proprietors don't simply purchase an auto, they purchase a picture of execution and complexity. Let's be realistic, this reflected greatness is an essential spurring factor for supercar possession, and it's incredible for confidence. More to the fact of the matter, it's maintained Ferrari throughout the previous 70 years. What's more, now McLaren, on a substantially more extreme expectation to absorb information, is getting on that supercars require something other than overwhelming execution figures to achieve the following level. In case you will name your auto after Ayrton Senna, it would be advised to be something unique. Proof is given by the way that the McLaren Senna isn't simply fiendishly quick, it places you in the driving seat of an auto named after a standout amongst the most venerated F1 drivers ever, worked by the street auto arm of the group that fueled him to 3 titles. Driving it won't not make you his equivalent, but rather the showcasing gold is plainly obvious. McLaren isn't neglecting this open door through its grip, not minimum in its decision of dispatch setting, Estoril circuit outside of Lisbon, the scene of Ayrton Senna's first Grand Prix win in 1985. The way of that triumph, led in pouring precipitation and seeing him lap everything except one of the field, set up a legend. Alright, he did it in a Lotus and not a McLaren. In any case, given what number of the general population behind this auto additionally began their professions at Lotus, that is somewhat suitable, as well. Gratefully it's not sprinkling when I touch base at Estoril, so we won't be required to show comparably God-given driving ability. That doesn't make it substantially less scary, however. Having had the full specialized profound plunge, I admit to moving toward this drive with a level of anxiety. Without a doubt, it's street auto with road tires, aircon and touchscreen route. However, 789 strength in an auto weighing under 2,900 pounds, filled and set? The Senna's 1,764 pounds of downforce at 155 miles per hour is a great number, however practically a dynamic idea except if you live on the track. Be that as it may, it's 0 to 124 miles per hour time, an entire second speedier than the crossover improved P1? That is one to wake you up. Moreover, a track preparation before heading onto the track uncovered that our braking point from 180 miles per hour for Estoril's first turn will be 60 feet past what it would be in a 720S. A couple of observation laps uncover Estoril to be thin, specialized, and with an odd blend of moderate, tight corners and gigantically dedicated rapid ones. All with real, mid-1980s amounts of runoff. Which is to state, very little. On the off chance that this starting session should quiet nerves previously the headliner, it thoroughly comes up short. The pure white Senna to which I am allotted is essentially an Imperial Stormtrooper in car shape. Also, about as warm and cuddly. I understand this present auto's looks are troublesome, however with regards to a live pit path it bodes well. Flashes of blue from the brake calipers and portable air veins inside the front bumpers are cool little twists, and the fortunate 500 who've influenced the rundown to will have the capacity to blend and match these visual highlights as indicated by taste. Or on the other hand absence of. At the point when arranged to race mode, the auto embraces a lower, raked position, wheels sucked into bodywork race auto style while that back wing throws, inside and out, a vast shadow. With a significant part of the ledge lifting ceaselessly with the entryway, get-to is shockingly great. On account of the manual change in accordance with Hagel, the last weighs under 9 pounds, you can rapidly locate a suitable race auto seating position with the wheel directly into your chest. Alerts about braking powers noted. I acknowledge the welcome to nip the shoulder lashes up tight against the Hans gadget without enrolling. This additionally fixes the groin belts. I'll live to lament this. I don't have a ton of time to enroll the lodge, but to state that it's insignificant, carbon weaved and stunningly pared back to the base. Proprietors have the decision of marginally heavier glass bring down entryway boards that most have taken, while this present auto's settled carbon bulkhead, you can have a glass one, gives the cockpit a truly claustrophobic race auto vibe. The radio snaps in and my bold chaperone merrily advises me he won't have much time for bearing past the nuts and bolts of brake horsepower. And after that we're off, truly following the tire tracks of Ayrton Senna. Appealing motors have never been a McLaren strong point, yet what this upgraded 720S engine needs an operatic soundtrack it more than compensates for in punch. Not at all like the P1, torque fill doesn't originate from an electric lift, it comes basically from absence of weight. Which means you can short move and prop the accessible footing against the swelling 590 pound-feet of torque as opposed to chance at illuminating the back tires at the more unstable end of the rev run. Not at all like different Mclarens, there's little feeling of turbo slack, the change amongst now and again throttle immediately conveyed through neck muscles and a motor decidedly mounted to the monocell 3 structure you're lashed into. From the tight opening complex of turns, the track nourishes into the back straight and an opportunity to truly give it a chance to tear. The 125 miles per hour crimp gone instantly and another 20 miles per hour on the computerized speedo amongst there and the breaking point for the approaching left-hander. My head is attempting to keep pace. A boisterous word over the radio, "Brake," awakens me. Like all Mclarens, the pedal is splendidly lined up with your left foot, making it simple to trail brake in and cover the nose into the pinnacle while covering your throttle contribution to control through while inclining intensely on the plentiful downforce. There is, most likely, all way of smart stuff occurring with interlinked air, springy, damping and hostile to roll, yet the genuine trap is influencing you to disregard that and focus on the fair input through fingertips and seat of the jeans. Trust rapidly replaces fear. Guiding feel is super sharp, another Mclaren family characteristic, and you can detect a beginning of purposely designed, backside cooling understeer on the off chance that you overcook your corner passage speed. However, once through that, the footing is simply colossal. The P0 Trufio Art tires everything except nibble lumps out of the track surface as the consolidated mechanical and air hold conveys unimaginable footing. The apparently perpetual fourth rigging last turn truly demonstrates the downforce. Coming around, that whisper of front-end stretch cautions you as far as possible before the track fixes, and afterward your eyelids are indeed peeled back by the savagery of the speeding up. And afterward there's the braking into turn 1, the wing moving flawlessly through 35 degrees of movement to go from drag lessening mode to its most forceful setting. It's not only that over-fixed outfit that makes them shout out, the deceleration flinging me against the ties, however the auto totally bolted to its line as the auto drains downforce off the front hub to balance weight exchange and keep the auto level. Like all Mclarens, the Senna manages without mechanical influence bars, the secret elements responsible for the P1 inferred race active chassis control rather utilizing the hydro-pneumatic spring chambers to help the auto while within wheel can be left consistent to keep running up onto immense pieces of check. The speed is staggering. Yet, so is the certainty this auto rouses in even a normal driver. For all the track swagger, this is the place the Senna's aspiration turns out to be clear. Mclaren may state it drives like a track auto for the street, however in all actuality it's still more the a different way. This is an unobtrusive yet essential refinement. We heard that a British proprietor means to drive his auto straight from the industrial facility and 800 miles crosswise over France to Paul Ricard circuit for a pure Mclaren track day toward the finish of July. Nothing as far as I can tell with the Senna proposes this proprietor will be excessively tested doing as such. What's more, this, not the execution, is the most stunning thing about the Senna. The things that are intended to make it threatening, the numbers, the looks, the power, really make it less so. Since each info has a moment yield, you know precisely what the auto is doing. This precision is moving as opposed to frightening. It's fundamentally similar to a $1 million, 800 horsepower Lotus Exige with aerating and cooling. Which, given the mutual history through Senna, this circuit and the folks that created it, is somewhat proper. In like manner, that there is a fierce, savage streak in its quest for unadulterated speed, like the man himself, the Senna isn't anxious about seeking debate. Also, the way it looks and the way it goes show challenges not every person will acknowledge. This, seemingly, is its greatest win. You may without a doubt bathe in the reflected eminence of driving an auto named after one's most commended legend. It's an impression of McLaren's developing self-assurance. It feels right now as an ideal opportunity, and this is the auto, to do likewise. That is a strong play in each regard, and one that McLaren has pretty much pulled off flawlessly.